Okay, so I'm Tess. We've got two properties here called Ants Nest and Ants Hill. We're based in the Wateberg, and unfortunately, having always thought that we'd be protected from rhino poaching, and it was everywhere else and in East Africa, and they were the poor guys dealing with this awful sort of situation. In 2008, obviously everything did change. We kind of believed with the sort of activity on our property with guests out and about and whatever, that we were not necessarily going to be a target, but we lost our first rhino to rhino poaching in 2011, December 2011. Sadly, 6 months later, having at that stage taken on serious security, we then had another poaching in 2012, July. I, at that point, realised that being a little bit of an island on our own, that unless we worked together as an entire community, that there was no way we would ever be able to protect our rhinos, and we would either have to get rid of them, or, you know, the security would just become completely unaffordable. I'd taken the analogy actually from Medikwe and Velgevonden. So what I'd realised is Velgevonden, which is also in the Wateberg, all the lodge owners had got together, were prepared to invest in security and make a big effort, and they had practically zero rhino poaching. Medikwe, that hadn't happened at that stage. People weren't working together, people weren't putting the money in and coming together, and they were just being annihilated with rhino poaching. So it became clear to work as a community. So we had our first meetings, we got as many rhino owners together, but the whole purpose of Save the Wateberg Rhino was to be a community-based project where everybody gets involved. It's grown considerably since we started. So we've got a fantastic team of 5 of us. Anton Walker, who's the son of Clive Walker, one of the most well-renowned sort of rhino specialists in Africa. He sits on our board. Jess, Pat, Kelly and myself. I've taken a little bit more of a step back because obviously I'm trying to also run a business, but we have so far managed to really pull the entire community together. We've realised that we've got to be assisting the local community. If local communities are not benefiting from conservation, it does not help at all. So we have several sort of aims and objectives. The first is, and our priority was obviously security for the Wateberg. We encompass about 2 million hectares. Kelly National Park, it sits in, well, more to the sort of southwest of the area. Maritaba, Velgevonden, Lapalala, all very, very key rhino populations in the area. But we realised that unless we work very closely and gather all the key security people across the entire Wateberg together, which means you've got the Rhino Bavaria cluster, you've got the Kelly Velgevonden cluster, and then you've got this area which is called the Wateberg Security Initiative cluster. Unless we could gather everybody to talk with each other and all the security people to talk together, and unless we had key relationships with SAPs, which we do now have, and key relationships with Sandpark,